A strange pivot in the mid-20th century. By the middle of the 20th century, the practical barriers to deep ocean exploration were beginning to fall. Engineers had developed pressure-resistant vessels capable of surviving extreme depth, and advances in sonar made it possible to map large portions of the seafloor far more efficiently than sounding lines ever could. Oceanography, at least in principle, was on the edge of a new era, yet the historical timeline shows a sharp change in attention. Instead of accelerating deep ocean exploration, the mid-20th century saw scientific ambition and cultural prestige pivot dramatically toward space. The launch of Sputnik in 1957 and the beginning of the Cold War space race transformed aerospace research into a central geopolitical priority. The United States established NASA in 1958, and within little more than a decade, humans stood on the moon. Space became the dominant symbol of technological modernity. Meanwhile, exploration of the deep ocean continued, but much more slowly. This contrast becomes especially striking when viewed through one particular event, the first human descent to the deepest known point in Earth's oceans. In January 1960, the Bathyskeith-Trieste, piloted by Jacques Piccard and U.S. Navy Lieutenant Dan Walsh, descended into the Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench, the deepest known location in the global ocean. The descent took nearly 5 hours. At the bottom, the vessel reached a depth of roughly 10,900 meters, where water pressure exceeds 1,000 times that at sea level. The dive demonstrated something extraordinary. Direct human exploration of the deepest ocean was technically possible. From a scientific perspective, such a moment might reasonably have marked the beginning of an intensive era of deep-sea exploration. Instead, progress remained surprisingly sparse. No humans returned to Challenger Deep for more than 50 years, until James Cameron's solo descent in 2012. During that same span of time, humanity launched thousands of satellites, established continuous human presence in low Earth orbit, sent probes to the outer planets, and carried out multiple lunar missions. The discrepancy is difficult to ignore. We reached the deepest point on our own planet once, then largely turned away from it. This pattern does not require conspiracy to be noteworthy. Historical priorities are often shaped by symbolism, economics, and political competition rather than by scientific balance. The space race offered immediate geopolitical rewards. Deep ocean research, although scientifically important, did not provide the same dramatic ideological victories. Spaceflight could be televised, it could be nationalized, it could be weaponized as prestige. The deep ocean, by contrast, remained physically inaccessible to the public imagination. Even so, the contrast remains remarkable. Earth's oceans cover more than 70% of the planet's surface, and yet large portions of the seafloor remain poorly mapped even today. High-resolution mapping still covers only a fraction of the global ocean floor. Humanity has obtained more detailed maps of parts of Mars than of extensive regions of its own seabed. That alone raises an important question. Why did exploration of the planet's largest environment progress so slowly compared with exploration of space? Several explanations are plausible. Deep-sea missions are technically difficult, expensive, and logistically demanding. Pressure-resistant materials, research vessels, specialized crews, and long mission times create substantial barriers. But these constraints only explain part of the timeline. The deeper issue is not simply that the ocean was hard to explore. It is that as exploration slowed, human impact on that environment accelerated. During the very decades when deep ocean observation remained limited, humanity began altering marine environments at industrial scale. That is where the timeline becomes harder to ignore. This essay does not argue for a single hidden cause behind that pattern. Its purpose is more careful and more constrained. It asks what becomes visible when several well-documented developments are placed side by side: the early opening of the abyss to science, the redirection of global attention towards space, the militarization and industrial use of marine environments, the emergence of plastic pollution, the discovery of previously unknown deep-sea ecosystems, and the continuing reality that the largest system on Earth remains only partially understood. Taken together, these developments suggest that humanity's relationship with the ocean has been shaped not only by curiosity, but by neglect, disturbance, and uneven attention. What follows is not a theory of secrecy, it is a timeline worth examining. Did you enjoy this essay? Let me know below. Like and follow for more.